You study forensic science at the university in Mexico City. 2 years in. Top grades. You want to work for the Attorney General's office someday. Help solve murders. Bring justice. The kind of idealism that only survives in classrooms. Your father drives a bus. Your mother cleans houses in Polanco for families whose kids spend more on sneakers than your parents earn in a month. You're the first person in your family to attend university. Your mother keeps your enrollment letter in a frame next to the Virgin Mary. Then, your father's bus route gets reassigned to a corridor controlled by a cartel that charges operators a weekly fee. He can't pay. They beat him so badly, he loses sight in his left eye. The medical bills eat everything. You drop out second semester of your 3rd year. 2 years of forensic training. No degree. No job. Just enough knowledge to be dangerous. A man named Bravo finds you 3 months later. He knows your name. He knows you dropped out. He knows why. He sits across from you at a taqueria and orders like he has all day. He says the organization needs someone with your skills. Not a killer, not a driver, a cleaner. Someone who understands how evidence works. How cops collect it. How labs process it. How prosecutors build cases from blood and hair and fingerprints and phone records. He says you already know how the system finds the truth. Now they need you to make sure it doesn't. He slides an envelope across the table. 50,000 pesos. He says, that's just for listening. You look at the envelope. You think about your father's dead eye. You take it. Your first job is simple. A house in a catapec. 2 bodies. Your handler drives you there at 4 a.m. The smell hits you before the door opens. Copper and rot. Everything your professors described in lecture is on the floor in front of you. Pooled blood, oxidizing from red to brown. Spatter patterns on the wall telling a story any first-year student could read. Shell casings catching light from the single bulb. Your job is to erase the story. You have 6 hours before the neighbors notice the smell. You start with the casings, then the blood. Hydrogen peroxide first to break down the DNA. Then bleach. Then enzyme cleaner for the proteins that peroxide misses. You scrub the walls. You tear out a section of carpet and replace it with a piece from the closet. You wipe every surface for fingerprints. Doorknobs. Light switches. The fridge handle someone opened without thinking. You check with a UV light. Every smear glows like a ghost. You clean until the ghosts disappear. The bodies aren't your responsibility. Other men take those. You never ask where. You leave the house at 9:47 a.m. A woman next door is hanging laundry. She waves at you. You wave back. You're good at this. That's the problem. Your 2 years of training taught you exactly what investigators look for. Now you reverse engineer it. You know luminol detects blood even after cleaning, so you use solutions that produce false positives everywhere. Spray a room with enough interference, and the whole floor glows. Investigators can't distinguish the real stains from the noise. You know phone records place people at scenes, so you collect every device and destroy the SIM cards with a microwave. 30 seconds. The chip melts. The data dies. You know forensic teams check drains, so you pour lye down every pipe. You know tire tracks tell stories, so you rake the dirt and drag a sheet of plywood behind the truck on the way out. 6 months in, you get promoted. Not to a better title. There are no titles. But the jobs get bigger. You're not cleaning houses anymore. You're cleaning warehouses. Ranch properties. A restaurant where something happened in the walk-in freezer that left the walls looking like abstract art. Each scene is a puzzle, and your job is to remove every piece before anyone knows a puzzle existed. You develop a kit. Industrial cleaners. UV light, enzyme sprays, tops, zip ties. A battery-powered circular saw for materials that can't be cleaned and have to be cut out. Sections of drywall. Floorboards. A car seat once. You carry it all in a black duffel that weighs 30 kilos. Your handler calls it the doctor's bag. The money is steady. 80,000 pesos a month. You move your parents to a better apartment. You tell them you got a job with a private security company. Your mother asks why you work nights. You say the company protects office buildings. She believes it because she needs to. Your father doesn't ask. He sits in his chair with his dead eye pointed at the television and says nothing. He knows something. Fathers always know. He just decided that not asking is the only gift he can give you. You learn that evidence isn't just physical, it's digital. Cameras, GPS logs, cell tower pings, financial records. The organization gives you a laptop and a guy named Pescado, who used to work IT for a bank before he got caught skimming. Together, you become a two-man deletion squad. You hack security camera systems and overwrite footage. Not delete. Overwrite. Deleted files can be recovered. Overwritten files are gone. You access cloud backups and corrupt them. You clone hard drives and replace them with clean versions. You spoof cell tower data, so a phone that was at the scene appears to have been across the city. You build alibis out of ones and zeros. It's cleaner than bleach. No smell, no scrubbing. Just keystrokes and patience. One night, you're called to a scene that changes something in you. Ranch house, remote. The kind of place Google Maps shows as a green blur. Inside, there are 8 bodies. Not men, not soldiers. Workers. Migrants. Wrong place at the wrong time. Someone used the ranch as a transit point, and these people saw something they shouldn't have. You know this because one of them is still holding a backpack with clothes and a photo of a little girl. You're not supposed to look at personal items. You're supposed to bag them and burn them. You look. The girl in the photo is maybe 6. Pink dress. Missing front teeth. Smiling like the world is safe. You bag the photo. You burn it with the rest. You clean the ranch. It takes 14 hours. You drive home as the sun comes up and sit in your car in the parking lot for an hour. You don't cry. You lost that somewhere around month 3. You just sit. Pescado gets arrested on an unrelated charge. Credit card fraud. Stupid. The organization doesn't bail him out. He knows too much about the digital side. 3 days later, Pescado is found dead in his cell. Heart attack, the report says. He was 31. Healthy. The organization sends you a new tech guy the following Monday. His name is Conejo. He's 22. Eager. Asks too many questions. You train him the way Bravo trained you. Show him the systems. Teach him the patterns. Don't explain why. He'll figure out the why on his own the first time he wipes a camera feed and recognizes one of the faces on screen from the news the next day. You keep a count in your head, not the bodies. You stopped counting bodies after the ranch. You count scenes. 74. Each one a place where something happened that the world will never know about because you made sure of it. 74 stories erased. 74 investigations that will go nowhere. 74 families that will never get answers because you dissolved the answers in hydrogen peroxide and poured them down a drain. You don't think about it most days. Some days it's all you think about. You try to have a life outside the work. You date a woman for 4 months. She's an architect. Designs apartment buildings. Creates things. You destroy things. The symmetry would be poetic if it weren't so pathetic. She asks what you do. Private security. She asks why your hands are always dry and cracked. Cleaning chemicals, you say. Industrial stuff. She accepts it. One night, she grabs your hand and turns it over and studies your palm like she's reading a blueprint. You have old hands for a young man, she says. You pull away. You stop calling her the next week. Not because you don't care, because you do. And caring about someone means eventually they see the thing you're hiding, and you can't bleach a person's memory the way you bleach a floor. The organization evolves. The jobs get more sophisticated. You're not just cleaning crime scenes anymore. You're preemptively destroying evidence before crimes happen. You prepare kill rooms in advance. Tarps on walls. Plastic on floors. Drains rigged with chemical feeders that activate on a timer. You build rooms designed to digest themselves. The violence hasn't changed. You've just made it more efficient. You've industrialized disappearance. That thought comes to you at 3 a.m. while you're laying plastic sheeting in a basement, and you stop for a second because the weight of it almost takes your knees. A prosecutor builds a case against the organization's number 2. She's good, aggressive, has physical evidence from a scene you cleaned 8 months ago. Your stomach drops when you read the file Bravo slides across the table. The prosecutor found blood traces under a baseboard you missed. 1 centimeter of wood you didn't pull. 1 swab. 1 DNA match. That's all it took. Bravo doesn't yell. He just looks at you. You know what that look means. You go back to the scene at midnight. The house has been sealed by investigators. Yellow tape. You cut through the back, you find the baseboard. You replace it with a clean one. You contaminate the rest of the room with animal blood to muddy any additional testing. You leave. 2 weeks later, the prosecutor's evidence is thrown out. Contaminated scene. Case collapses. You saved a killer from prison because you went back for 1 centimeter of wood. The prosecutor is found dead a month later. Car accident. The official report says she lost control on a wet road. You know that road. It's straight for 2 kilometers. You know it wasn't an accident. You also know that she would have won that case if your centimeter of blood had stayed where it was. You didn't kill her, but you removed the evidence that would have put away the man who did. The distance between you and her death is measured in cleaning supplies and a strip of wood. It's not actually distance at all. Your mother gets sick. Kidneys. The treatment is expensive. The organization pays. Of course they do. They pay for everything. That's how the chain works. Every favor is a link. Every gift is a lock. Your mother gets dialysis in a private clinic, and you get the knowledge that walking away means she goes back to the public system, where the wait list is 18 months, and she has 6. You're 29 now, 5 years in. Your hands are cracked and dry, and they smell like chemicals no matter how much you wash them. You know the location of 74 scenes across 6 states. You are a map of things that never happened. A library of erased stories. You carry more secrets than most men in the organization because the men who pull triggers only know their own kills. You know everyone's. That makes you valuable. It also makes you a liability. You understand that one day those 2 things will stop balancing, and when they do, you'll become scene number 75, and some kid with 2 years of training and no degree will show up with a black duffel bag and erase you the same way you erased everyone else. You don't think about escape. You think about the next job. That's how it works. 1 scene at a time. 1 room at a time. 1 floor at a time. You scrub and you spray and you wipe until the room is clean. And then you leave, and you don't look back. You've gotten very good at not looking back. That's the skill they actually hired you for. The cartel doesn't run on bullets. Bullets are loud and messy and leave evidence. The cartel runs on absence. Empty rooms, blank cameras, clean floors, missing files. The product isn't violence. The product is silence. And you are the man who manufactures it. 1 bleached surface at a time. Somewhere right now, a forensic student is sitting in a lecture hall learning how investigators find the truth. He's taking notes. He's going to be great at it. He just doesn't know yet which side of the equation he'll end up on. That's a wrap. The story is fiction, but the cleaners are real. And somewhere right now, a room is being scrubbed before sunrise, so that tomorrow, when someone files a missing persons report, there will be nothing left to find. If this made you think, drop a comment. Subscribe for more. See you in the next one.